Beholder Cave. I wonder if the Beholder is the only problem we have here. Realistically speaking, I don't think the Beholder would tolerate powerful neighbors. So I'm assuming he's the only problem for the moment.
Hold this spot! Don't leave! Attack!
The reason why I didn't order these guys to just stand around is that Beholders might, although this is technically I suppose just be a cavern, sort of roundish tunnels that they've used disintegrator rays to form. The Beholders can drop down from ceilings, at least in the Horse to the Underdark. So if I just told them to stand still, they might get raped pretty badly if something like that happens. I don't want to risk it. It's a lesser risk to have them with me. Have me attack the Beholders.
Hold this spot! Don't leave it!
There's no way in hell I can cast anything. The ring that protects me a little bit from magic might be the most valuable thing here, really. I guess it's always implied that there are these vertical shafts all over the place that I can't use, but the Beholders can utilize. That explains their maneuvering and it is appearing here and there. The thing about all these protections is that once the anti-magic ray hits me, they'll all disappear. I can't hide from their sight. Yeah, Beholder Tyrant. Elders are formidable opponents capable of incapacitating their enemies in various of horrible ways. And that is so true. It'll annihilate everything I summon basically immediately. I think it's probably immune to mind affecting things mostly. It is not. Pass through sea, right? No. That's actually a very big surprise to me. This would be to get me closer to it before I start kicking ass. Prepare to die, tasty one. Right. But you don't even see me yet. Smite evil. And a miss. A 37 missed, but a 37 hit. I don't get it. Because it's not. Yeah, it's not. It's Smite good, not Smite evil. Yep. Forgot I was Blackguard there for a second. Death gaze. Let's haunt them. Succeeded. Succeeded perfectly, in fact. You do something.
Nothing walks away.
What bothers me about his attacks is not that they're dangerous, but they disrupt my attacks constantly. So I'm losing. Come to me, my children. Okay, this is nothing horrible.
Nothing walks away.
They do a decent amount of damage, so we do need to get rid of them. They probably shoot once every round. They're almost impossible to dodge. If they don't hit your armor class, they hit you.
Rip you to shreds!
And you're not even bothering to attack anymore. Fine. Fucker just keeps buffing himself. No point in me buffing myself because he's just gonna blow it away immediately.
Bring it here! Try me!
Why do I have these in different slots? The archery, but
Nothing walks away!
he has sonic damage shield, so I'm killing myself. Hard to see though. The effect is sort of inside his head. No idea what the bastard cast on him, but I hope it's good. So on the sign of burst damage, he'll basically fail, right? So we'll get a single hit more or less per time he appears somewhere.
Rip you to shreds!
The positive side, that means if we attack fast enough, he'll just disappear constantly, and he's harmless. An archer would be perfect for this job. He's casting disables magic constantly on him. Ooh, more dangerous children.
Nothing walks away!
And I'm petrified. Right, isn't this going to be fun? We'll go with a full group.
Attack!
Yeah, the fucker is going to disable us and all that, but I still think it's a better option. There are no good options here. He's tough. I can revive them, I can remove petrification from them, so it's still a better option than going in alone. It'll take too long for me to do anything. If they're helping me kill the beholders, we might be able to kill them before we basically get totally horribly murdered. He does have instant death effects though, so I'm not sure if and they were all trapped outside. I'm wondering if there's something I can do against petrification. Honestly, I don't think there is. We have a lot of protection items already. Might be able to ditch this one. In exchange we would get a little bit of a saving throw increases. Except I sold all the extra caves, right? Oh no, no I can't. I still need a helping hand here. Although I don't think it really matters. Yeah, this is just gonna be shit. That's these buffs aren't too dangerous. They're just always annoying, I guess. Do have the bow. Fire arrows too. Melee keys arrows, divine and electrical. Yep. Messing around with those controls, not a good idea. So this is a solo fight and there's really nothing I can do about it. Okay, fine. There's really nothing I can do about it, and we're basically just gonna have to retry. I'll do saves after every phase of the fight, so I don't have to start from the beginning. It won't make any difference. We have only one path forward and we'll just have to take it.
Nothing walks away!
They should be fairly uneventful until we reach the real beholders. Then it's a... There's a beholder here somewhere that I can't target. I can see it, but I can't target it. That's gonna be a problem. I can kill it still with area effect ability, so I'm not too worried. I could load to get my allies here. Yeah, I didn't really think about that. Would that be considered cheating? Ah, crap. And still not dead. I am not using the spell mantle simply because the amount of magic that comes out of there, it's not gonna last for more than a second basically before they'll just burn right through that shit. Might as well use this. It's not like it's gonna make much of a difference. Ah.
Attack!
Just to help us get through this particular portion. Should have used it when he's ready to fight, not now. Quickly get rid of him. You can sense the guys on the other side of the door.
Nothing walks away! Attack!
Right now we're very close to the end game, like a hit or
Nothing
two.
walks away!
When he's near death, he'll go there. Yep. Now the shit starts to hit the fan. That's a lot of magical damage coming our way. Another shot with those and I'm dead. Ooh. The amount of damage pouring our way is actually fantastic. Do you have true seeing? Really? I'm actually surprised by that. Which means invisibility would at least mitigate the damage for a while. Does he smell me? No, he comes to the general area to take a look.
Rip you to shreds!
Thing is, I think he's gonna do it again and again and again and again until the fight is over. Right. So I want me to move. Why fight the beholders if I don't have to? At least not now. Yeah, they're sort of shooting in the general area now. And he's it. And our allies take part in the fighting now. Not sure if that's a good thing, but it's a thing.
Attack! Attack!
Do something. Yeah, we're gonna need a heal at this point. But we can do something. Heal, heal, heal. Seems to be focusing on me, which is fantastic. Ah, nasty little fight. Didn't even have to retry. I mean, after I started to save within the fight. Got our heals back. Remove paralysis. Can I even use this? I'm not taking this shit if I can't use it. Don't want the inventory mess to get as bad as it was a little while ago. Not anymore. Cloak of somethingness. It's hard to say what these cloaks are because the way I basically use things to remove all the cloak coloring. It's a way to actually make. The point of that is not to make the cloak colors. It's that you can, because of how things work. At one point, Blocks that were initially colored turned into this tan coloring. But the thing was that you couldn't recolor them again. So what the modifications have been, sort of a way to fix that is initially to try to colorize them again, or alternatively make them so in a way that you can colorize them again later on. But they're still colorless, and I'd have to personally do the colorizing. Problem is, usually they're sort of color coded in a way that you can sort of guess what they do. With this, not so much. It could be anything. Not enough. Alzroth's heritage. Immunity divine 25%, immunity electrical 25%, immunity fire 25%, resistance to acid cold divine, enchantment bonus +4, charisma, blackguard evil, regeneration +5. Well, that certainly isn't gonna be our new cloak or anything. We'll copy the colors from the other cloak. We have a massive amount of regeneration now. Something like 6 points. 6 points per round. That's a lot. You stand before a long tunnel going into the deepest parts of the Underdark. This must be the way to south. You told yourself after a moment. What do you do? Are you sure? If you choose yes, you won't be able to return to this part of the Underdark. Let's go. Hurry up, guys. We mustn't linger here. Everything is proceeding as planned. Nothing goes as planned in Underdark. 2 weeks later. You followed the tunnels leading down to the deepest parts of the Underdark for 2 days. The tunnel ended at the start of a huge set of complex caves and caverns. Elia and Epric proved to be very useful, and you are still amazed at how fast a dark elf can find its way through the darkness. With their help and the guiding of Talos, you traveled south for 2 more weeks. After the first week, you began to climb more and more toward the surface into an area the drows call the Upper Dark. With each passing day, the excitement grows more and more. Aside from sending a few orc patrols here and there and killing a few beasts along the way, the road had been pretty quiet. After reaching a river that seems to be the equivalent of the Subrine in the Underdark, you followed it for the last 2 days. You feel yourself closer to your goal inch by inch. The time to resurface is at hand, and you've got some unfinished business with a paladin of Tyr who thinks she protected Yartar by executing your brother in front of the whole city. Little did she know that she signed her own death warrant on that dreadful day, and sentenced everyone that witnessed what happened to the same gruesome doom. Remember the vow you made when you first came back to Yartar. Before this is over, I'm going to have your head on a pike, you bitch. Game doesn't want me to use the top-down camera. That's always going to work. I hope Yartar is close. Men are getting excited. There he is. My man.
Well met.
We have done well, my friend. We have been following Subrene's equivalent in the underground for quite a while now. And now, the other river must be the Desarin. It must be close to the old dwarven citadel. I think it is time that we start looking around for it. I will stay here to make sure the orcs are ready for the trip upward. May Talos be with you. By the way, Elia and Efric have proven to be extremely valuable to our cause. Moreover, since Lolth has the good habit of letting down her followers, I took upon myself to teach our two new friends the ways of destruction. I'm very proud of their progress. They could be very useful to you. Maybe you should talk to them. One last thing. Before you go, you should go seek Olgalok. You see, every time you turn your back, Olgalok speaks a little bit too loud to my taste. He's indeed a very strong orc, but you can't let an orc challenge our leadership, now can we? I think you should go to him and have a little talk before this situation gets worse.
Greetings and well met.
Highlander Roger, I must thank you for this opportunity. When Efric and I left Menzoberranzan, Lolth did not grant me any more spells. I felt extremely weak. After what happened with the Driders, I knew she would never accept me again in her temples. Damn her! Fargrak here has taught me the ways of destruction. I never realized there would be so much strength in Talos. I feel strong now. I feel like slaughtering every child of Lolth. Efric here feels the same. There is still a lot to learn, but I'm confident Talos will guide me well. I was wondering if you need any help to find your way back to the city of Yartar.
Where did you get the armor?
Oh, well, Efric and I returned to this Drider's Nest when we took the road for the Beholder's Tunnel. We took useful weapons and armor from the dead Bainry pools. They won't be needing them anymore.
What can you help me with?
I used to be a powerful priestess of Lolth. Now that she no longer recognizes me as hers, I no longer recognize her as my god. With the teaching of Fargrak, I found new strength in Talos. My spells are not as powerful as they were, but they are improving every day. They are at your service if you need them.
Okay, let's go. What about you?
What do you want?
I hate to admit it, it's even worse because you are a surfacer. I must tell you that I owe you three. First, you saved my sister's butt. Then you saved mine, and I discovered the true meaning of the word strength. After what happened to our house back in Menzoberranzan, I was afraid that Lolth would come to me and change me into a Trider. I no longer fear her. I hope to learn from the destruction of Yartar so that I can do the same to House Bainry and the Temples of Lolth. By the way, if you need help, my blade is yours. So it's a fighter cleric combo. It's a level 17 cleric. Right. 35 armor class, so that's respectable too. And she is very much a cleric, not a fighter. 39. Chaotic Evil Rogue, okay. It's not bad. Don't really need a rogue, but whatever. A lot of +3 cold weapon, +3 acid weapon. Can I see the inventory? No. I don't actually dislike that. It simplifies things, and I don't have to I don't basically have to try to keep an eye out for multiple characters' inventory possibilities. I can focus on my own and just they'll take care of themselves. Why are you following me? Okay. Internal strife first. How good are you? Possibly good. We'll see about that. He probably is fairly good at this point, though. He's a brute. They do one thing, but they do it well.
Which we're tired of waiting. We're supposed to conquer the north and we stuck in big caves. You no good leader, you weak. I should be leader, orcs will follow Orkalok. Prepare to die, orc fool.
Well, glad I hired some extra help here.
Bring it here! Try me!
His attack bonus of 27. Actually, he's fine, but I expect him to be better, honestly. Am I going to be the decoy here then? Might as well use up these potions. He's good enough to slaughter these two fairly quickly though.
You will regret that.
Bring it here! Try me!
Unsuccessful, and I didn't do anything. He's gonna be raped now. He lost 6 armor class. I lost improved expertise though, so I might die. Come on, even they should be able to kill him now. Oh, come on. I still had to kill him. Call of Grooms. Acid damage +4, constitution bonus, strength bonus, usable by barbarian, blood frenzy 3 use per day. This is a good weapon. So, internal strife over. It's just a shame that you waste such good fighters. But I suppose I can report my success here.
Well met.
I need to restore my summon capabilities. These guys are fine, but you could always use a little bit of extra help. Human assassin leader. Wait here.
Hold this spot! Don't leave it!
Yes, of course.
So, how many of them?
I'd say hundreds. Hundreds of orcs? We're not kidding. There's a whole legion with the colors of the Evermores.
Somebody must have led them here.
You're right. It must be linked to the crisis up there. You know what? You're right. If they are from the Evermores on their way to Yartar, this could be the luckiest day of the Kraken Society since the death of the former Water Baron. Garlax, go tell Simon Nimily and Boss Stress. Alright. Already smell the gold, boys? Don't you good? We're gonna be rich heroes. Hey, watch out behind you.
So, heroes, huh? Kraken Society. You found humans in the Underdark. Actually, I think most of them are not humans. You found humans in the Underdark. They spoke about the Kraken Society, an information network made of low-class scumbags. You heard many tales about them when you were young. You remember well the last time you heard about them. It was when the old Water Baron got killed. He was suspected to be the leader of their society and was murdered by his own people. Others said mind flayers had killed him. One thing for sure, they know you are here, and since they pass along information by profession, they must be silenced at all cost. You must rip the tongue out of whoever may disclose your position. On a positive note, you can feel the city of Yartar nearby. Your blood boils at the thought of its inhabitants still sharing the same plane of existence as yours. That might be a bit too... They're actually quite good. Monk fighter, that's cleric is the problem. Because that's a revival. Yeah, I need to see the attack rolls. It's a critical hit. Plus 20. No, that's my hit. Human fighter has plus 28 to his attack bonuses too. So yeah, we need pretty much every piece of aid we can get, otherwise we're gonna be horribly murdered by them. I need the expertise to kick in now or I'm dead. I'm dead. I don't understand how... Yeah, we have to redo this. Just didn't happen. Might have complained about the system, the ability system before. I'm pretty certain I would have complained about it. It is terrible.
Hold this spot. Don't leave
The
it.
worst part,
Yes,
well,
of
I don't know if
course.
the worst part. The worst part is it's just terrible. The second worst part is that you don't know. Is it even priming it? Is it gonna kick in at some point? What's going to happen? If you click multiple times, I think there's a risk that you basically disable it yourself. So it's like there's very little good about it. I suppose the good is that they actually bothered to implement some version of it. There's more or less 6 fighters and rogues. No, 5 fighters and rogue types, and then the cleric. My tactic would be to basically bail on this. Try to break up the team here. I have disabling abilities with the gloves, instant death abilities, even things like that. So it's not like I couldn't do something. The thing is, it's you're relying very much on a single dice roll to basically see if you're gonna make it or not. think we need the armor class more than anything else here. And I'm poisoned. That doesn't particularly bother me. I still need the armor class more. The problem is, this is just me holding the line. This will not solve anything. Fighter, monk, assassin, minotaur, assassin. And there it is. Yeah, they really have no chance in hell. Something has to die.
You will die!
I'm betting the rogues are the easiest to go after. The fighter is the toughest. I can keep him occupied though. Two, and even if he has a couple of hundred hit points, there are a few lucky hits and he has nothing.
I will see!
Also, I lost against him when it was 5 or 6 against 1. Here it's equal numbers, so it's a bit different situation.
Bring it here! Try me!
He's down. The cleric. Knock the fucker on his back. Still need to fuck him on.
Come on!
Bones is Bane. Bonus damage versus undead. Plus 3. The armor is of no interest to me. I'm sure it's fine armor, but I'm only looking out for equipment for myself. I cannot keep taking everything. Genie bottle. Poisons. I don't think this is all great gear, but I just can't take it. The longsword could potentially be useful, although I think I have my weapon. Right, the fighter gear at least has potential. Let's see what we have. Ring of Holding. Hiding, +5, +6 hide. That is terrible. Divine Radiance. Charisma +6, extra turning, useful by Paladin and Cleric. I really need to start using the poisons. There's just so many of them already. They use inventory space. For that reason alone I should use them. +8 to strength. Well, that's better than +4 to strength, isn't it? Electrical resistance, chain lightning, lightning bolt. Not terrible, but not really useful either. Bracers with immunity to fear, haste, freedom, +2 strength, +2 constitution, -1 dodge modifier. But this would be a replacement for the boots, because the boots only provide freedom, I mean haste. So if we find another type of boot, we could just use this. Yeah, that's probably the most useful item so far. Just haste, nothing else. They can be very powerful boosts. Evil Monk's Gloves. +3, ooh, damage resistance magical, spell resistance 20, spell mantle 1 use per day. Not terrible by any means. I think it's armor class wise a little bit weaker, but it isn't a great armor. This is the only armor I've seen that has any kind of magical resistance. I mean direct magical damage resistance. Extra boots. To be fair, we don't have great boots. We can't really replace anything. But we'll start keeping an eye out for our boots.
What do you want?
+6 constitution boots. We would give up like a point of armor class, more or less.
What do you want?
Ring of Ram, Heart of the Beast, Gem of Brightness. Another Ring of the Ram, I think that's the third one. Heart of the Beast, Divine Power, single use. Gem of Brightness was Sunbeam. Usable for us. Cause blindness and deafness. New strength build. We're gonna lose a bit of armor. Yeah, it replaced the haste, but we still lost armor. Thing is, we should have massive attack benefits from this setup. Strength 30. Backbone says over 30 without any kind of other boosts. Armor class isn't anything amazing anymore, but points are plentiful. Saving throws fortitude should be very high. Yep. So we definitely had like probably 50-60 points, let's hit points. We have at least 2 to 3 points of extra on that attack front. It'll also translate to damage, so it's actually a major benefit, much larger than you'd initially think. still, I would prefer other types of boots. The buffer is useful, but it's not that amazing. Not for a fighter, because we already have a significant hit point buffer. Illicit territory. That's gonna suck. This is gonna be a fast fight. $82 points of damage. Blackguard. Seriously? Yeah.
Nothing walk here.
Once you get the damage above a certain threshold, the only thing we're really missing is Keen. That would have been the cherry on top of this particular sundae. Increase the critical threat range further. Damage is respectable. Sneak attack criticals with high damage, high powered character. Right, we have to choose something else. I think I'll end things here. No more Blackguard, so it's Bard or a fighter, and we're just full on fighter, so we're never gonna take Bard level. It might make a minor difference, but it's too minor. It's way too weak. Different class skills. I suppose we can take heal, truck, lore. I'll take lore. Right. Anything that helps us kill. I think I'll take toughness. What would that do? Maybe a little less than 20 hit points basically added. So it's not a huge deal. If we could find something better, that would be fine. Improved power attack is a no. Improved knockdown, probably not that interesting. Initiative might help a little bit, but it's not that important. Greater cleave would help a little bit, but only a little bit. So more or less, it's there's nothing that we really want here. The benefit of Greater Cleave would be that if we kill a target with the first strike, the rest of the attacks wouldn't be wasted. We wouldn't have to wait for the next round to get attacks. We would basically be able to deposit those strikes on the other targets. But the problem being, the real struggle is against a limited amount of usually one very powerful opponent, and in every case like that, that's totally wasted. Weakish enemies are never really a problem. Like with the group of those 5-6 guys, they were good guys, capable, very dangerous, murdered me immediately in the first try. But even against them, the Great Cleave was in no way necessary or all that important. So, do you really want it as a fee? It's okay, but if we can choose better, choose better. Could take Sonic resistance for some reason. I think that toughness in that sense is not a bad choice, because no matter what happens, it gives us a life, and heal is a full heal, so improves the healing capacity at the same time. I wish I could focus on attack. I suppose initiative would be the one. Character gains +4 bonus to initiative checks. It's basically who strikes first in a fight. And since we are offensive focus, I don't think that's a bad idea. I'll take it. I don't even recall how initiative works anymore. The mechanic itself has not been described anywhere. I think it's basically in D&D. When you start a fight, everyone rolls initiative. So it just determines who acts first. That's all. This just does it mechanically, and since all of the things are happening at the same time, you don't necessarily pay attention to it. But this is a slight advantage, so you strike first. I think dexterity might have influenced that too. Yeah, I'll take this, even though I can't value the real benefit right now, because I think this will allow us to act a little bit faster than others. What do I take the Greater Cleave? I sort of want to take the Greater Cleave though. I understand fully that it's not probably going to work for us all that much, but I'm not 100% sure how much or how little it'll do, so it's a refresher. As Cleave, except there is no limit to the number of additional attacks that their character can make after killing one opponent. So no wasted attacks, that's basically what the Cleave amounts to. Assuming there's still enemies left. 32. I'll end things here. Lithic territory.
Oh, please, don't kill. I didn't mean to escape. No, please, don't kill me. Please, I'll be a faithful servant. It won't happen again. Please, stranger. I mean, master. Please, master, don't kill me.
Pretend to be one of them. I don't think so.
Tell me what's going on here. Oh, you're not one of them. So you must run. We must go far away from here. We must return to Yartar. Answer my questions first. We have no time. The mind players are all over this place. They are very powerful. They can control you with their thoughts. We must find a way back to Yartar. Do you know how to reach Yartar? I don't know, sir. They put bags on our heads to make sure we don't see anything. I didn't see anything. Tell me about the mind players. Mind players are all over this place. They will control your thoughts if they find you here, unless you have one of those helmets like the one over the crates in the mind player's lair. Tell me who's in charge of the operation here. I don't know much about the whole operation here. I only know they are from the Kraken Society. The leaders are Bestris and Semanemili. Semanemili. They trade slaves to Drows, Nibbling, and Duergar. They also sell information of any kind. Very well. Now I'll cure you from your miserable life.
I want to kill him. I don't honestly give a shit. Escape all you want. Right. So take down Illithids. It seems like we need to do whatever it takes to get hold of those helmets. We found a human slave escaping from a Kraken Society camp. We couldn't learn much about the way up to Yartar, but it could be a good place to start looking. Furthermore, this is probably where the wizard went. Yeah, and we need to kill him. Even if they get a warning though, there's a limited amount of things they can do to prepare, but they might be able to delay us here, collapse tunnels, things like that, so this will all come to nothing. and it'll reveal our plan, so they can recall their armies. So one way or another, the information must be stopped. We're gonna have to go beta on these guys' assets.